Welcome to Closing the Gap. Once again, we are here on a Wednesday. Welcome to Closing Gap. Today, we're going to be talking about how to talk to internet buyers, how to talk to internet prospects. I am your one of your hosts, coach and trainer for the Realty Group Orlando. You can follow me at The Right Realtor, ATLFL. Today we have a special guest, a special guest to the Realty Group. We have Ron Hutcheson. He is from Zillow. Ron is one of our former advisors, and he is the one that has helped Valen to be able to catapult her business to where it is now. And he's continuing to help Valen to continue to build her business nationwide. So Ron, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Naisha. It's always a pleasure working with you guys.
Okay, and before we get to the juices for today, we definitely want to take a minute to thank some of our guests for joining us today. We have Aisha Wharton, Sierra Seibert, John Maddox, Nicole Riddicks, and Christina Harris. Thank you so much for joining us today at Close the Gap, and I'm sure you're definitely going to get some great jewels out of today. Guys, do not forget, if you have not subscribed already, make sure you subscribe to our Closing the Gap YouTube channel. So if for some reason you're not able to jump on the call on Wednesday, you can always go to our YouTube channel and catch up on what you missed. Today's highlights, we are going to look at our under contract so far for November, our current sales that we have had from November 1 through November 9th, and our total Zillow sales as of today. So new under contract so far for November, we have 16 under contract, totaling $5,654,147. At 3 deals under contract, you have myself. At another 3 deals under contract, you have the Jamaican rock star, Nikisha Hilton. 2 deals under contract, Tamia. 2 deals under contract, our coach and trainer, Nicole Thornton. Another 2 deals, Charisma. Kiana has 1. Listen, I am so proud of this young lady, Sharonda Coleman. She has our first Realty Group Orlando deal under contract. I'm so excited for her. I'm so excited. Listen, many more to come. She's so fired up and excited. And I told her yesterday, continue to, I told her, I said, the feeling that you feel right now, that energy that you feel, continue to float on that. And that's what's going to allow you to continue to put these deals under contract. So congratulations again, Sharonda. Wanda, she has 1 deal under contract, and Sanika, she has 1 deal under contract. So far for our deals that has closed from November 1st to November 9th, we have 7 transactions closed equaling $2,286,594. Nikisha with 2 deals closed, Deidre Carter with 1 deal closed, Charisma with 1, Brandy Perry with 1, our coach Nicole Thornton with 1, and Kiana with 1. So this is our Zillow sales through today. We have a contest going, guys. You already know Red Hunters versus the pros. We have the Red Hunters at $12,346,284, and we have the pros at $17,794,846. But guys, remember, the race is not given to the swift or to the strong, but to the one who endures through the end. So this contest is running through the end of December. So let's see who takes away the crown, even though I know it's going to be the pros. And this is definitely the moment that we've been waiting for. I'm going to let Ron go ahead and take it over. He's going to drop us some tips and some jewels. Guys, make sure you have your pen and your paper out, writing down the notes that he's going to give you. And also, if you have any questions for him, make sure you go ahead and put it inside of that chat. And I'll be checking the chat to go ahead and ask him any of the questions that I see in there, just to make sure that you get all your question answers. So Ron, I'm going to let you take it away.
Naisha, thank you so much. Appreciate it. You guys are doing an amazing job. I'm just looking back at the history when I met Valen, when we started the Flex lead generation program with Valen. She had about 3 to 5 agents, just kind of getting her brokerage off the ground. And we worked together. One thing about Valen is working hard, recruiting and building the right agents on the team. So to see where you guys are headed and to see where you're now, I put a challenge out to Valen, 50 million in Flex sales. We divided the team to make sure that we can have a little competition going on. I see the pros are kind of leading a little chart a little bit. So looks like you're going to hit your 25 million in for this year. So keep up the good work. One of the things that we did early on that I told Valen to do is we got to change the mindset of the agents coming in, their mindset, Naisha, about internet buyers.
Right.
And I think it's very confusing. What happens is a lot of times, whether it's a new agent coming out of school or whether it's an agent that's been in the industry for 10 plus years, they're thinking the way you talk to this customer is the same way you get a referral from your brother. And it's farther from the truth. You can't do that. You don't know these people from a can of paint. We used to say that back in New Jersey. I don't know if they say that back down here in the ATL, but you don't know these people from a can of paint. And so you got to talk to them different. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to break a script down that I taught Valen's team and how we're not only going to say specific words, but I want you to understand when you say these specific words to the client at the top of the funnel, the internet, and it could be you get internet leads from whoever, whatever internet lead you're getting them from, but obviously your team is getting them from Zillow, but it pertains to the same concept. I want to break it down to what the customer is thinking when you say these specific words. But before I do that, James, to the next slide, I want to talk about these two companies, Blockbuster and Netflix. If I was to ask you right now, could anybody share with me where is a current Blockbuster? Can I go and get a video from a Blockbuster? Obviously not. And I don't know if you know the history of Blockbuster and Netflix, but the story goes something like this. Netflix saw the customer wanted something different the way they were viewing their movies. They had a different way of talking to this customer. And Blockbuster had these tens of thousands of retail outlets. And the way they did business is, if you can remember, we drive to the store, get the video. We didn't bring it back on time. There was a late fee. You drive into there, you had to, you get to the store, you want a new video that came out, it was out of stock. That experience for the customer was not a great experience. So Netflix decided to do something totally different. So as Netflix was building their business, they approached Blockbuster and say, hey, listen, let us be the online division while you guys be the retail store, and we can make a lot of money. Blockbuster CEO laughed at them and said, you guys are peons, get out of here. And they only was going to sell them for $50 million at the time. And obviously, if you know what Netflix is worth today, billions of dollars.
Right.
So I say all that to say this. Netflix has a different way of dealing with the new customer, the online customer, the internet customer. And Blockbuster, they waited too long. And the way they were dealing with this. So as I go through the script today, I'm going to talk to you guys about a Blockbuster agent verbiage. And if you cannot use the same verbiage you use for a referral that a friend gave you with this internet customer, and you're not going to win. So this is what we're going to talk about, how to distinguish between that. So you got to build rapport quick. All right, so you got to build rapport quick. And so the science behind this verbiage is we're going to build rapport quick. We're going to get to the customer, get us an appointment as fast as possible. We want to get in front of the customer as fast as possible, because we have statistics, or there's statistics out there that say that if you can get in front of the customer, almost 80% of the time they're going to do business with you. That means eyeball to eyeball. It could be Naisha, it could be face to face, or it can be via computer. If you're doing a Zoom or FaceTime or anything like that, as soon as that customer sees you, more than likely they're going to do business with you. So if that is the case, we have to use statistics in our favor. Go to the next slide. We have to use statistics in our favor. And so what we want to do is we want to ask for that appointment right away. A lot of agents make the mistake and do what I call Blockbuster verbiage or techniques, and they will pick up the phone and they will start saying, how you doing? How's it going today? That's their first question. And one of the things is that what we found out through a lot of trial and error, that's not the best question to ask for right away. So my tip to you today, my first tip is when you get on the phone, you want to act, that should be your first question, asking for the appointment. So let's go to a sample step one. So we're going to go into these steps. So step one, you want to say, you know, if I'm talking to New Nation, I'll say, hey, Nation, this is Ron. Whatever your broker's from, you know, from the Realty group, you can say that. I saw that you were interested in the property and I'm going to talk to you about the city, let's say in Atlanta or Noonan or whatever area. What time would you like to go see it? So what I did here is, let's go to step one. What I said is, I said Naisha's name. I said, hi, Naisha, whatever. You know, this is Ron, your agent with, you know, the Realty group. I kind of want to get that out the way. I saw that you were interested in the property, and here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to say the specific address. If you know the particular area that they're looking in, use the area, because you want to get the customer off of the specific property and onto an area and start building a relationship. Because what's happening right now, Naisha, is this. These internet buyers, this is how they're shopping. They're shopping for a home first, choosing the agent second. I'm gonna repeat that again.
Right.
They're shopping for the home first and choosing the agent second.
Right.
The agent is fighting to get the buyer to choose them first so they can find a home second. So there's a battle going on. And if you don't understand that there's a battle going on, you already lost. So what we want to do is we want to actually get them to choose us first. And one of the things we want to get them to choose us first is we don't want to say anything negative in our script. And in step two, if you say the address and then you have to go back and tell them that that address is not available, that's negative. So you want to stay away from saying the address that they're interested in. Because also, I'm gonna give you another statistic. Almost 70, 80% of buyers never buy the first home they look at.
Right.
So why even say the address? Get them off of the address, get them into a relationship with you by saying, I see you were looking in a Buckhead area. Is that where you're looking for? So what time would you want to go see it? That makes sense?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop here. And I'm gonna open it up, Naisha, if there's any questions in the chat. So I know we ask people if you have any questions. I want this to be a conversation. So does that make sense, everybody? I want to make sure we understand step one. And again, you want to have obviously a great attitude when you pick up the phone. But you know, when you're calling, taking these internet leads calls, you want to be able to kind of use step one and step two. You want to stay away from the address. You want to get a specific area. And the first question is when you want to, not how you doing, what's going on, leave that salesy type of stuff out the window. These are internet buyers. They don't know you from a can of paint. So they're actually annoyed when you actually do that because they don't know you yet. Okay. But you can still be nice.
And to just kind of chime off of what you said, I think what you stated is very important, especially in this time that we're in right now, because the way the market is, half of the calls that come in, the properties are not available, you know, so it's important to really, you know, go back to, you know, I see that you were looking in this area and not at this particular property, because we can be looking at the property and we see that I'm talking in regards to Zillow, we can see that the property is under contract. So immediately it's like, you have to make sure you revert and just say, hey, the city and not the property, because every property is off the market within 2 days. So, you know.
And the other thing too is that if you look at the property and you notice, let's say you're calling the customer's calling you, right? I'm not sure how you get your leads, but the audience, but let's say you're getting a call and then you're taking the call and you look at the property and you notice that the property is under contract. Your tone and the way you talk to that customer is going to change. Yep. They have told, the statistics have proven that they can feel you're being too salesy. And that's where you don't even want to look at the property and just don't even focus on that. Focus on the customer and getting what the customer wants. So somebody had a question there.
Yeah, Valen has a question.
I have a question. Well, more, I wanted to add something, Ron. What is it that we say? They're looking for the Carvana agent.
Yep.
You know how they buy the house? I mean, they buy the car and they drop the car off. If they want the Carvana agent and you want them to go look at the lot and test drive it, they're going to go with the Carvana agent.
Yep.
So they want that feel. They want that right now gratification and satisfaction, and they don't want the fluff.
And Valen, I think you bring on an excellent point, because look at all of the industries that's changing. Auto industry with Carvana, it's instant. They want the car delivered to the house. They pick it up now. Yep. Amazon. If you don't find it on Amazon, do you stop shopping? Nope. You go on Best Buy, you go on Walmart. You're going to keep looking because you want it instantly. If you don't meet that customer fast as possible, they will find another agent. It's a lot of us agents out there, so they're going to find another agent. And so thanks, Valen. That was a great analogy. So now that they answered the question Saturday at 2:00, now you want to start going into step 3. So one of the things, I didn't add all the words here, and if you want the full script, those of you who are new to the call, I'm going to ask you to reach out to Valen and her leadership team, to Naisha and her team, and ask for the script, and we guys can get you a full script. I'm just kind of giving you kind of like the short version of this. And so one of the things that we say at this point is we say, listen, Naisha, if you are the customer, look, Naisha, what most of my other buyers find helpful is that here's what I do while we're out. I'm going to add a few other properties that have similar characteristics to the ones that you just looked at, so that you and I can have a couple of homes that we can compare it to. So what are some of your must-haves that you're looking for in your next home? And then be quiet. So let me point out something here. So one of the things that a lot of agents make the mistake is that they start to sound like a lawyer questioning someone on a witness stand. And they're asking the questions, you got to answer, you got to answer, you got to answer it. That's not a relationship. A relationship is where dialogue. There's a mutual conversation going back and forth. You're listening to me, I'm listening to you. We hear all the time, clients will tell us, agents don't listen. I want another agent. They don't even listen to what I'm saying. So I'm going to give you a technique. I want you to write this down. So when you ask a client, what are some of their must-haves? Obviously, you're looking for more data so you can pull more homes in MLS. And let's say, Naisha, you say brick front, ranch, and 2,000 square foot. And so once you give me those 3 characteristics, the agent starts butting in right then and there. What about this? What about that? What about this? And what about that? That doesn't allow the customer to feel like you're listening. So here's the technique. You would say, is there anything else? In a calm voice, not your salesy voice, your calm voice, and be quiet. And they're going to go something like this. There is something else. Yeah, I'm looking for like a great school district, an open style kitchen, and maybe they might add something else. It's with your calm voice again, you would say, is there anything else? You would say, is there anything else, until they do what? Take a guess.
No.
Until they say that's it.
Right, that's it.
Now they feel the only reason you're doing this is so they can feel that they were listened to. That's it. The second reason is that you're getting more data for more properties to look up at. And then if they did answer all the questions that you need to help with your MLS search, you say, what about this? Price point, whatever other things that you need to do. That is after you do that. So that's where a lot of people make this. What do you think, Naisha, when I say that? Do you see a lot of agents making mistakes there?
I do. One thing that whenever I have a client on the phone, I automatically always ask them what their must-haves are, right? And then I listen to what they have to say. And sometimes I might give a suggestion, but with me, I build rapport very easy. right?
Mhm.
And also, I also think it has a lot to do with the client that's on the phone as well, right?
Mhm.
Because some people, you can read them immediately, right? And then there's some people that you can kind of add something. They're like, oh yeah, you know what? I do want like an open floor plan. And then it allows you to be, it allows for them to know that you're listening. And another thing, when you allow a client to let you know what their must-haves is, and then you show them properties, right? And then they send you something that's contrary to what their must-haves is. If you go back and say, no, 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 that's not what you told me that you needed, or that's not what you told me that you wanted. I do that to my clients a lot. I said, we ain't settling. We ain't gonna settle because that's not what you initially told me. And then that makes them know again, she's been listening.
Wow,
right?
that's good, Nisha. That's
She's
really
been
good.
listening. Because I do that. I have a client now that she's the same. She's like, we're looking, but we can't find what she needs. And I think like 2 weeks ago, she sent me some properties and I was like, what was this? She says, I know, I just feel like I'm settling. I said, no, we're not going to settle because the right house is going to come. I know what you're looking for. And we're going to make sure that we might not be able to check every single box on the must-haves, right? But we're going to make sure we get there as close as we can. And when you do that, then your client knows she's looking at my best interest and not just trying to sell me a house.
Right. And I think at this time too, great point, Nisha, and I'm hoping everybody's listening, taking a lot of notes. But you notice as we were doing step 1, step 2, step 3, we didn't ask, are they pre-qualified?
Right. Don't do that.
We didn't say, hey, are you pre-qualified? Are you working with an agent? All the things the Blockbuster technology will do on this internet, you can't do that with these customers. That they want it now, like Valen said, Carvana, show me the house. So you got to put your brand in front of them as fast as possible so that they can see the value that you bring right away. So that's the goal. You want to get there as fast as possible. So let's go ahead to the closing out this conversation. So now that you got all the must-haves and you listen to them and they feel confident that you listen to them. So now we want to talk about meeting the customer. So I'll say something like this. So just to recap, Nisha, you want this, and this. We're gonna meet Saturday at 2:00. But here's what I want to do. I'm gonna let you know, Nisha, the first house that I'm gonna let you know what house we're gonna meet at first. Mm-hmm. And the reason I'm saying that is because I don't know if we're going to meet at the house that you chose, that we looked at, that you called in about first.
Right.
I'm going to let you know the house we're going to meet at first. Now, why we're going to do that, again, because I don't want to go and look at the MLS and find out that the property's on the contract and then have to call you back and tell you that the property's on the contract. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to check to see if it's on the contract. If it is, I'm going to look at some other properties similar to the characteristics that we all talked about. We found out all your must-haves, and I'm going to text you that house first, and we're going to go meet at that house, and then I'm going to tell you face-to-face that the property that we looked at initially was on the contract. Because the goal is I want them to see this gorgeous Eldridge Isbell looking face that you see here on the screen right now.
Yes.
Why are you laughing, Nisha? Why are you laughing? So just so you know, that's my wife's Hollywood crush. So I'll give her that. That's the only person she can cheat on me with. But anyway, long story. So the thing is that you want to get into that face-to-face, whether it's on the screen, because a lot of times if they're out of state, you still want to say, you know what, let's meet tonight at 7:00. There's a couple of properties I want to show you just to kind of get a little idea, a little bit kind of what you're looking for. Don't wait 2 months when they get here. Get on the screen with them as fast as possible. Let them see your face. Let them see it's real. Let them see that you are a real person. And that's why you want to go meet them face to face. So when you tell them, I'm going to let you know the house we're going to meet at first, you're just getting there to get your brand in front of them as fast as possible. Okay. So
that makes sense in regards to, and I don't mean to cut you off, but when you're talking about virtual, You know,
Yeah.
a lot of agents don't take virtual showings or, you know, relocation clients serious as someone that's right here in Atlanta or Orlando, right?
Yeah.
But you have I have so many relocation clients, virtual clients that I tour all the time. I have three under contract right now. That's virtual, right? And
Yeah.
it's because I went the extra step to make sure, you know, that I did what I needed to do to show them the houses virtually. But so we have to remember, any lead no lead is a bad lead until they tell you don't ever call them again in life.
But you know, I like what your leader Valen says. She said it's not a lead, it's an opportunity.
Right.
It's an opportunity to meet, to put someone else in your pipeline. That's all it is. We don't know if they're qualified, not qualified, financially ready, not financially ready, ready to move in 6 months, ready to move in a month. We have no idea. But you know what? When they see my brand, I don't care where you are in the pipeline, you're going to choose me. I'm going to put you in my pipeline. We're going to work with you until you're ready. And then we're going to get you a house. That is the brand that you're selling. You're not selling transactions. It's like the only person you work with is the person who's ready. That's not a business. You can go on Walmart. You can go in a high-end store. You might see something you want now, and you might get it later for your birthday or your husband or your spouse's birthday 6, 7 months from now. You don't want to tell that customer. You don't want to make that customer feel like they're not like worth it. And a lot of agents treat these internet customers, especially the ones that are not ready, as if they just send them these drip campaigns like, I'm not dealing with you. So I'm just waiting for the customer who's ready to buy. So treat every customer as if like for the first visit and show them your brand that you really want to help them. So
always
that's
put your
that
best foot forward, because you don't know the situation. You know, I have some clients that, you know, I don't never talk to my clients about pre-approvals, pre-qualify. I don't do anything. I get them in front of my face, right? So then when I'm in front of my face and they decide to speak about it, we'll talk about it. But I always tell my clients, I don't care where you at inside of the home buying process. If you're not ready, I'm gonna get you ready. We're gonna create the roadmap to get you to the closing table. I don't believe in telling my clients you can't buy. I believe in saying what we need to do to get there.
Naisha, you said something. I think pre-approval should be pre-approval of you, right? I mean, that's what they're buying. They're buying you and your brand. So it's just I have some brokers that I work with. I work with a lot of brokers around the country, and a lot of big brokers who do a lot of big business. And they say the sale is won when the client chooses them. They're going to get them a house. You know, that process is not a problem. The sale is you choosing me as your agent. That's the sale. When you say yes to me, then I know we can move forward and get you a house.
Right.
So I want to pause this because that's going to actually lead us, Nation, to our next session. What do you do when you hang up the phone? Right. So before we get there, are there any questions about step 1, step 2, step 3, how to close it, meeting with the client, and not giving bad news to the client? Any questions? Naisha, so a lot of times, so let's say you do the verbiage right. You talk to the customer, you set the appointment right away, and then you get off the phone.
Wear your Sunday's best to the appointment.
You know what? This is, I'm telling you, this part right here is where a lot of agents could need a little bit more coaching. Because here's what they do. So let's say I hang up the phone, right? Mm-hmm. One of the things I taught Valentine to do is, hey guys, I would make a small 15-second video, a generic one, and send it to every customer once I get off the phone. Because now the TikTok is a rage, videos. This sending your business card is old school. You need to send a generic video that says something really simple. Hey, this is Ron. We just talked. Super excited to meet you and your family and help you in your new home. You know what I'm saying? Looking forward to meet you. And you send that video. What that does is that starts to build the relationship closer and closer. Because now that they see you, it's real. It's not like an assistant or somebody that's going to connect them with the real person. I'm actually talking to the agent. That's who's going to be helping me and showing me the home. So that's the first thing you do. The second thing you do is do not email the customer any properties to look at, because what they're doing is the customers, they're excited about you sending them the listings, but they're putting it in their Google search. And what they're doing is sometimes, even though you might send a listing from MLS and it's coming from your brokerage, they're going to cut and paste out the address, put it in Google, and start looking at the houses in other areas. If another brokerage like Redfin or any other brokerage comes up where it comes up first and they can go see it, they'll go see it with them before they see it with you. So never send a customer any new listings until you meet them face to face. That's why in the script, when you say, hey, listen, I'm going to text you the first house we're going to meet at first, right? Don't send them a whole bunch of videos because they're not your client yet and they're not committed to you. So they can go look at these houses without you. You don't want them to do that, because if they walk into a house and the listing agent is there and the listing agent says, I can help you, I got a realtor, we can put a mortgage in, and your meeting is on Saturday and they went to see the house on Thursday, guess what? They're going to choose the house first and the agent second. They have no loyalty, right? So that's the other thing. You want to make sure that you don't do that. So I'm going to stop there. Does anybody have any questions about what to do after you get off the phone with the internet buyer?
So Talia has a question. She said, what if the client has an agent? What if the caller has an agent?
Great question. Still go see them. It doesn't matter. So what if they do have another agent? What does that have to do with your brand? If you walk in Walmart, is Target gonna be mad that you walked into Walmart? If you happen to need something and you always shop at Target and you walk into Walmart, is Walmart like, are you upset? And here's the thing, we see it all the time.
Yeah.
Customers, if they see a brand that they like, are you saying that your brand is not worth them checking out? Because we don't know if they got a buyer's broker's agreement or not. No one says, hey, let me fax you my buyer broker's agreement. I'm working with an agent. If they do that, then don't work with them. But how many times is that going to happen? 0. So show them your brand. If they happen to choose you one day, and maybe they might not choose you right away. They might choose you down the line. They say, you know what? I had a bad experience with this agent. Yeah, we got a house with them, but my mom's buying a house yet. I met Naisha. She was nice. Her brand, she was clean. She was sharp. She was on it. I'm gonna have Naisha talk to my mom. And a lot of agents discount these individuals, but they don't know that their brand could be so much better than the other agent's brand. No one's trying to steal customers, but if the agent is calling you and saying they want to see the house, show it to them.
I had that actually happen to me. I had a client that wanted to see a house. I took him to go see the house. Actually, we went to put a contract in, and that's when I found out that he had another agent. I was like, okay. But honestly, what I did is it became one of those situations where, it was like a tit for tat, right? Because they literally had an exclusive brokerage agreement with another agent, right?
Okay.
So I politely bowed out. And what I said to them was, I said, hey, listen, I said, I'm sure that your agent will take care of you. If anything in the future, if something happens, I'm here, right? Because I truly believe integrity before anything.
Yep.
I promise you, Ron, not 7 days later, they fired that agent and called me.
See? And
he called me and told me because of how I handled the situation, and because the way I look at it is, I'm not, some people would fight for that and be like, oh, we're going to split the commission. Well, no, I'm a bow out, because my integrity means more to me than everything. And when you lead with that, when you lead with what's right, then it's always going to come back to you.
But see, agents forget integrity is a brand. That's a brand where it's like, you want to be so petty sometimes. It's like, I'm going to show my brand and I'm going to be me, and I'm going to show integrity, character, and excellence. If you happen to have another agent, but you see my integrity, excellence, communication, work hard, and you go back to your agent, you're going to start to compare So you're giving me an opportunity to put my brand out there. And a lot of people say, no, I'm not putting my brand out there. What? That is insane to me. It's like, why would you not go to show your brand, and somebody to see so they can refer people to you? Why? Why not? Unless you're not good.
And then sometimes a client would say, oh, I have an agent because they don't want the questions, right? They just want to see the house. But I just had a situation again where the agent wasn't doing what they were supposed to be doing. The buyer was actually doing all the footwork, right?
Wow.
Looking for the houses themselves. And I was at a new construction community and they pulled in and the buyer started asking me questions. The agent was behind her and the buyer started asking me questions and the agent got out and we started talking. And I don't work for no builder, but I knew everything about it. So, I helped them and I called the agent and say, hey, listen, there's somebody here. I done linked them up and everything. And she says, if we would not have turned down here, I would not have known this was here. She said she's been the one that has been looking for all of the houses and sending it to the agent. She ended up calling me the next day and called me today because she said, I helped her more in that we was talking for probably about 45 minutes than her agent had, period.
Wow.
And the thing about it is, so it goes to show that some of these internet buyers, they might be on the phone calling and they might have an agent, but their agent might not be doing their job. So still go meet with them and show them who you are.
Yep.
Because you don't never know what will happen.
Absolutely. That's good stuff, Naisha. I'm just you starting church up in here today. So we gotta so the last thing I want to say is, so after, let's say you've done all the things you said, Naisha, let's say you said the script, you met in front of the customer, you did, before you met with the customer, you did all the right things leading up to before you showing them the property. Now you're at the property and let's say they don't want to move forward with the property that you showed them or properties, because you definitely want to show them more than one, and which happens most of the time. Mm-hmm. And then you want to maybe meet with them again to show them some other properties. Here's a tip that I know that Valen teaches you guys, and I'm going to share this with the audience. A lot of agents just set another appointment to show more houses without getting a commitment to do business. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is that they think the commitment to work with them is that the client said, yes, we're going to go see more homes. An internet buyer always going to say yes. If you're going to do it for free, there's no commitment. I can shop the internet. I can, go on the internet and look at different websites that I'm looking for a different product at no cost. So, unless someone says, put in your email address, that's a small commitment. If someone says, sign up for this, a small commitment, because that means that they're going to start sending you stuff and working with you. They want to get a commitment. So what you want to do is, after you've done everything, you can talk to them about what, somebody do a scale of 1 to 10. What do you think about this house, and this house? What will make you a 10? Whatever you say, and you would say, well, look, I'll set up some more properties based on your characteristics. However, I'm going to make a commitment to do all these things. Do I have your commitment that we're going to be working together? Something to that effect. The question has to be a closed-ended question where they either say yes, no, or maybe. You want a lot of yeses, obviously, but you want to make up a commitment question. And so you want them to be able, because when you do that, they're more than likely going to tell everybody else they're working with an agent, and they're going to keep their commitment. Does it happen every time? We know some buyers are liars. We understand that. But you can't be afraid to ask for the business. And what I find, Naisha, is that a lot of agents are so afraid to ask that question because they don't want to hear the word no. Naisha, that was one of the things I definitely want to make sure that you do that with that internet buyer, because you want to take them out of the searching. And when you get them to commit to working with you, subconsciously their brain shuts off the searching for, they might still
Any
look
other
for other
edge.
houses, but now they feel they got somebody they can send stuff to. You know what I'm saying? So you want to ask that commitment question. And so I will get my team and I will get agents. If you're on the call and you haven't done that before, it's kind of awkward to you, role play it with somebody, you know what I'm saying, and a couple of times so you can get comfortable with asking that commitment question so that client can say yes. And if they say no, they don't want to work with you, you don't have to be chasing them all around. That's where you get these clients who ghost you after the first time. You're like, man, we had such a great time. I was so feeling so good. They was working. Then all of a sudden, I can't find them. Well, did you ask for a commitment? No, I just assumed that since they like me. No, it's an internet buyer. They're just shopping. You know what I'm saying? And so that's my feedback on that end. So for me, just to kind of close out, that whole experience, saying the right thing, making sure you get the appointment right away. Don't send the customer when you hang up the phone extra properties. Don't call the customer back and tell them that the property's on the contract. Don't ever do that. Ever do that, because the customer, you're gonna force them to go shopping right away. They haven't even met you, and they might find another agent. So don't even tell them. Meet them as fast as possible. Then tell them face to face that, you know what, here's the situation with the market. Unfortunately, the house that you looked at is on the contract, but I got 3 other houses. Do that face to face or do that virtually. Then after you meet with them, if you can't get them to submit an offer right away, ask for the business. But before you ask for the business, tell them the commitment about your value, what you do, what you're committed to them, and then ask for the business. Don't just ask for the commitment before telling them your value. Share your value, what you're going to do, how you're going to work for them, and ask for the business. So that's my 3 cents.
Well, amazing, Ron. That was some good stuff. And guys, I hope you took some notes, because Ron came here and he dropped some jewels that will be able to help all of us catapult our business to the next level. Guys, listen, this Saturday, is the grand opening to the Cole Realty Group Orlando. I am so fired up. I am so excited. Y'all see the banner? Y'all see the pop-up? Y'all see it? Listen, I'm excited. If you are in Orlando, if some of our guests are in Orlando, come by, definitely be a part of our grand opening, our ribbon cutting. We're gonna have a red carpet, we're gonna have food, we're gonna have music, we're gonna have a good time. And all of our family that is inside of Atlanta, you know, we would love for y'all to come down here and support us, because again, we are all family at the end of the day, gang. So we are gonna go ahead and close this out, this session of Close the Gap out. Thank y'all so much for joining us, and we will see y'all again next Wednesday at 4 o'clock. See y'all later. Bye-bye.
Thank you.